something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. We're seeing things in a different way.
Occupy your mind. Occupy your full self. Occupy your community. Occupy your Canadian citizenship. I am Jennifer Chestnut, and on behalf of King's College Social Justice and Peace Club and the Council of Canadians Stop CETA Local Chapter Committee, we welcome you to Occupy London. This evening is a time for us to explore together what this CETA means, this comprehensive economic trade agreement. We'll be looking at the components of the trade agreement, how it will work, how that's going to impact the dimensions of our city and our provinces and our country, and what we want to do about it.
And what I would like to teach you is a song that we sing called the Water Song. I want you to take this song back to your community, take it back to your homes, teach it to the children, teach it to the grandchildren and nieces and nephews, teach it to your customers at the restaurant.
Wichita, do ya, do ya, do ya, Wichita, do ya, hey. Hey, Chinaya, hey, 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 Chinaya, hey, 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 Chinaya, hey, hey, hey,
We do have to be vigilant, and we have to be absolutely vigilant about this so-called free trade agreement, because it has been indicated, a restructuring of our communities, our society, the way we interact with each other, and our ability to determine our own future. Basically, CETA is a second-generation trade agreement intended to reduce and eliminate indirect barriers of trade and investment. And those indirect barriers are things like public services, public water, our control over our energy sector, control over our healthcare system, control over the jobs and the manufacturing sector in this country, pharmaceuticals, you name it.
Municipalities won't be able to favor their homegrown businesses nor use their purchasing power strategically.
If there's a crisis here and we need all of our natural gas, sorry, under the free trade agreement, you can't have it because the United States is entitled to 33% of our natural gas. If we need it all, they still get their 33%. So these are the things that really upset me about free trade agreement. And one of the things that stood out was Rice Tech. Rice Tech claimed they invented basmati rice because there wasn't a patent on basmati rice. So they claimed, they invented it. Well, in the Himalayan mountains, they've been growing it for centuries, reseeding it for centuries. Now, they have to buy the seeds. And these people have been growing it for centuries. Oh, this stuff just upsets me. So this is going to be the first generation where the standard of living got worse. So this next generation, the standard of living is worse for them. And shame on our country for letting that happen. That should not happen. You know,
more mega corporations have entered the world economic stage with the growth of India, China, and the development of the Eurozone. These have been looking for a competitive edge, and state systems can give them that advantage. One way is to hide corporate handouts through tax giveaways, subsidies, and other contracting bonuses. Another is to hand public monies over to corporate interests by privatizing. A third way is to tuck corporate advantages under so-called free trade agreements, such as NAFTA. All of these corporate welfare maneuvers have been condemned by Occupy. All of them will be reinforced and accelerated by CETA.
When the operation of the machine becomes so odious that it makes you sick at heart, that you can't take part, that you can't even possibly take part. And you've got to put your bodies on the gears, and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus. You've got to make it stop. you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all. We've lost faith in the political institutions that have been made available to us, and then we turn to the things like civil disobedience and direct action and direct democracy as vehicles of change because we feel they've been proven to work much better. What we're under right now is really a more intense, escalated class war that's really been around for a long time. We're just into a new phase of it, and it's really more blatant, and middle-class folk are going to feel it more because all those gains that they've been given since World War II are really being pulled back out from under you. And it's going to take these groups like Occupy, together with unions, together with student groups, together with any concerned parties to fight because we're up against a monstrous enemy. If you really take all that's being said seriously, I would urge you to get involved in groups that self-organize, that use direct democracy, that use direct action, that use civil disobedience, that are going to be a serious threat to the power structure. Otherwise, we're really sort of wasting our time and we might as well just sign off our children's future now because that's what's going to happen. And I'll just end on that. Hopefully we have some time for questions.